Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you're new, please subscribe. So today I'll be going over my unpopular opinions about Harry Potter. So my first unpopular opinion is that the movies ruined Draco's character. I think that they left out so much character development in the movies compared to the books that you don't get a good feel for who Draco is in the movies compared to the books. And I mean, I get that in the movies they only had so much time for each movie and each character, and they couldn't fit everything in the book into the movies, but I really think that they should have done a little bit more on Draco's character. My second unpopular opinion is that Professor Snape is horrible. His character is really well written in the books, like I can't deny that, but I feel like he was just a horrible person in general, and I don't think that in the end he should have got the hero status just because you shouldn't be scared of your professor like Neville was, and you should never feel bullied by him, and he really did bully Harry, like that's what he did. And a teacher shouldn't do that. A teacher should be there for you, and you don't hate a student just because you couldn't be with their parent. Like, the only reason that Snape hated Harry was because he didn't like James, who got Lily in the end, who he was infatuated with. I don't think he was actually in love with her either. It was more of an obsession. My third unpopular opinion about Harry Potter is that Neville should have been the hero. I think he should have been the one to end Voldemort in the end, and I think Harry should have died when he died the first time. I don't think he should have come back. I'm not too sure why I feel like this. It would just make a lot more of an interesting story. So my fourth unpopular opinion is that Ron and Hermione shouldn't have ended up together, or they should have broken up sometime throughout the books. I just feel they didn't make a good couple, that they were too opposite of each other. My fifth unpopular opinion is that I love Lucius Malfoy. He is honestly one of my favorite characters, even though he's not in the movie that often. But in the books, I just fell in love with him. I really don't know why he's my favorite character. I just really liked him, and I think he was a well-written character for how little he was in the books. My seventh unpopular opinion is that Sirius Black is really overrated. I think he gets a lot more recognition than he does, and I think people like him so much just because he is that father figure kind of thing for Harry, but I think that Hagrid was there a lot more for Harry than Sirius was, and I get that Sirius couldn't always be there, but he also didn't give Harry good advice. Like, a lot of the advice he gave Harry got him in trouble. My eighth unpopular opinion is that Order of the Phoenix could have never been written and it would be okay. I really do not like Order of the Phoenix. It took me over 4 months to read the book, and I just couldn't get into it. I thought it was so boring, and nothing in that book was needed to progress the story. Like, Umbridge's character didn't need to be there, but she was, and I hate her, and I hope everybody does. I hope nobody likes Umbridge. But just in general, the Order of the Phoenix was my least favorite book and shouldn't have been written, in my opinion. My ninth unpopular opinion is that Luna doesn't get enough recognition. I think she's quite underrated, and from what I see, nobody talks about her enough, and everybody just thinks she's that crazy, eccentric character that's just kind of a filler character. But I really like her, and I think that she doesn't get enough recognition as she deserves. My next unpopular opinion is that Ravenclaw is the worst house. I don't know why I feel like this, I just do. I really don't like Ravenclaw. My next unpopular opinion is that Harry would make a horrible Auror. I think he should have been a Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. I think he would have done a lot better than that. Like, if you look at when they did Dumbledore's Army, he was such a good teacher. He taught so many of the students stuff they were not getting with Umbridge, and I think he would have been a really good dark arts teacher. My next unpopular opinion is that Hermione and Draco should have ended up together. I believe this is not so much unpopular opinion, it just has like the title of an unpopular opinion because I think a lot of people do ship Hermione, but I think they would have been a really good couple together in the end, in the long run, after everything happened. I just think that they didn't end up together because Draco was seen as the bad character and his parents were so against Muggle-borns. They were on Voldemort's side and it just wouldn't have worked out well, but I think after the fact, after they defeated Voldemort, I think that he should have, in the end, been with Hermione. My next unpopular opinion is that Harry and Ginny shouldn't have been together. I just don't think they went. And I don't know many people who end up dating their best friend's little sister and their best friend being 100% okay with it like Ron was. My next unpopular opinion is that Harry shouldn't have named his son Albus Severus. Albus Dumbledore was not that great in my opinion. He didn't help Harry that much and he left Harry with so many unanswered questions that he could have just told Harry, and his whole journey for the Horcruxes would have been so much easier for him, and he just decided to leave them out for no reason really in particular. And the fact that he named his son after Snape as well, I don't know many people who would be willing to name their kid after a professor or teacher that they hated throughout the whole series. Like, I just don't understand why he chose to name him Severus. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. He could have chose Hagrid, or he could have chose Dramus instead of Sirius. Like, they were there for him throughout the whole series. Like, I don't understand why he chose a character who wasn't there for him throughout the whole series, hated him and treated him like garbage the whole series, and how he chose to name his kid in the end was after this guy who treated him like crap the whole book. My next unpopular opinion is that the movies really did ruin Snape's character. As much as I don't like Snape, I do believe that the movies did really ruin his character. Like, I watched the movies first and then I read the books, and they left so much out about Snape, and they really did make his character more easy to sympathize with in the movies because there wasn't so much character development for him, and I think the movies could have done such a better job with him. My next unpopular opinion is that the cursed child sucked. I don't think I need to say much more on that, but I don't like the whole time turner aspect of it. Like, the fact that they even got a hold of the time turner in the end. Like, how do you let two young children get a hold of something that could impact so much and destroy so much and not notice? I just don't understand how that is possible, and how the parents let that happen, and how nobody caught them doing it. My next unpopular opinion kind of goes along with the cursed child and the whole time turner thing. And I believe that the time turners shouldn't have been a thing. And I do believe that everything that happened in the Prisoner of Azkaban could have happened without the time turner. They could have saved Sirius. I mean, yeah, that would mean that Buckbeak would have died, but it's a hippogriff. It's not a person. Like, I get that they wanted to save Buckbeak and they wanted to save Sirius, but they honestly could have done it a different way. They could have let Buckbeak die and then saved Sirius and sent him off on a broom, or got another hippogriff or something. They could have done something else other than send him with Buckbeak and mess with time. My next unpopular opinion is that Ron should have been in Hufflepuff and Hermione should have been in Ravenclaw. Like, if you just look at their characters, I believe Ron has more traits for Hufflepuff and Hermione has more traits for Ravenclaw. My next unpopular opinion is that Harry should have been in Slytherin. I think it just would have been more entertaining movie and book if he had been from Slytherin and then defeated Voldemort in the end and was the good guy. I just think it would have been much more exciting and much more interesting to have it be like that. My next unpopular opinion is that Draco Malfoy was a good character. I think J.K. Rowling did such a good job at writing him, and his character development was amazing. And I think in the end, if you're basing it off of if he was on the good side or the bad side, that if he had been from a different family and been sorted into Gryffindor, say, or even if he was still in Slytherin, if he was just from a different family who wasn't so involved with the dark arts and with Voldemort, that he would have turned out to be a good character. I just think that he was so dedicated to his family and felt that he needed to prove something to his father, or needed to make his father proud, that he went to the dark side, chose to be a Death Eater, and chose the bad side because he didn't want to disappoint his family. And the dark arts is all that he knew because he was raised by his parents, obviously. My next unpopular opinion is that James Potter sucked. From what you see of James Potter, he was not a good character. Like, yeah, he was on the good side, but he was so mean to Severus for no particular reason. Just the fact that he was different is the only reason he was so mean to Severus, and it just wasn't fair. And I feel like Severus's character would have been slightly different had James not been like that to him. My next unpopular opinion is that the Resurrection Stone was pointless. It just brought back these ghost characters, kind of. Like, he couldn't interact with them, all he could do was talk to them. Like, I just don't think that the Resurrection Stone is that big of a deal as much as Harry made it out to be, and as much as the story of the Deathly Hallows made it to be. I get that it goes with the Deathly Hallows, it just doesn't make any sense to me at all. My next unpopular opinion is that Percy should have been the Slytherin. And I get that all the Weasleys had been in Gryffindor, but if you look at his traits, like, he was so ambitious, I just think that he would have been better suited to be in Slytherin. My next unpopular opinion is that Harry's character is so annoying. Like, he's so selfish. All he cares about is himself. Like, I love Harry Potter and I love his character. It's just, he gets so annoying sometimes and it just drives me insane. My next unpopular opinion is that I really did not like the ending of the movie. I don't like the fact that Voldemort just disappeared into space and didn't, like, actually die like a human did, like he did in the books. It just makes people feel like he was not a human being when he really was in the end. He just had a shattered soul. I just really do believe that they should have made the ending more so like the books. Like, he shouldn't have disappeared, he should have maybe just fallen there or something. But I just don't like the ending. Especially also, in the books, Draco and his family stayed at the Great Hall and they sat there with everybody else after the fact. Whereas in the movies, they ran away, and I do believe that they should have just made a little bit more of an effort to make it more accurate to the book. My next unpopular opinion, which will be my last, is that The Half-Blood Prince is my favorite book. I don't know if this is necessarily an unpopular opinion, but I do know that a lot of people tend to not like The Half-Blood Prince as much as the rest, but I do believe that it is my favorite book. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far. If you'd like to go follow my Instagram, it's brooke.ireland, and if you want to follow my Twitter, it's brooke_ireland. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye!